The world will converge and change in 2025. One of the 6 ancient prophets of our country, Zen Master Huangbo of the Tang Dynasty. The prophecies left thousands of years ago are almost weighted. The most notable thing is that his predictions for 2025 respect to many prophets at home and abroad. What did he say exactly? New friends can pay attention. Show you a lot of exciting content. What about this amazing prophet? It is the famous Zen Master Huangbo. He was born in the Tang Dynasty. He is an eminent monk of Huangbo Mountain in Jiangxi Province today. So what happened? The Ming Dynasty's Zen master inducing Yuan to revitalize Huangbo Temple, introducing Huangbo Buddhism to Japan. It has also become one of the 3 major factions of Japanese Zen and Heng. That is the famous Huangbazong. Huangbo is best known. It is the story of his transcendent mother's immortality. This incident has put a lot of infamy on his back. It is said that after Huangbo became a monk, I believe that the only way to give up all kindness, do nothing. That's the real payback. Because of this obsession, Huangbo has never set foot in his home for 30 years. There is an old mother in Huangbo's house. I miss my son very much. But what about then? Inconvenient transportation. Communication is also underdeveloped. Huangbo did not take the initiative to contact him. We're not hearing from our son at all. He can only wash his face with tears every day. I even cried my eyes out, but even so, he still wants to find his son. So what? He set up a tea booth by the roadside, entertained past monks. He washed the feet of the monks himself, because he knows. His son has a large mole on his left foot. Just touch this mole. He can find his son. Zen Master Huangbo has been traveling abroad for 30 years. It has already been cultivated. Become a renowned Buddhist master. What about when he was 50? He goes out to visit, but unknowingly walked in the direction of the old home. These 30 years, Huangbo's voice has long been changed. Plus the mother can't be clear. Business therefore, did not recognize his son. Huangbo looked at the old woman in front of him. He's got gray hair. He also bowed his head to wash his feet. I feel very uncomfortable. However, when the old lady wants to wash Huangbo's left foot, Huangbo hurriedly put his feet away, said his left foot was injured and he couldn't touch water. Just perfunctory in the past. The old woman was slightly stunned. He seems to be feeling something, but I'm not sure I can pick up the water basin and leave. Huangbo watched his mother stagger away. Can't help but say, kind woman. Kazuko monk. Ascension of the 9 Children are not suitable for parents to break their bonds, but the pursuit of true filial piety. To be with my parents forever. In the heart of Zen Master Huangbo, filial piety is big and small. The usual care of food, clothing, housing, and transportation is a trail. Good reputation and money. Guangzhang Yaozu is loyal and filial piety. And if you can escape from your parents, make it immortal. It is the great filial piety between heaven and earth. Huangbo doesn't know if his mother has listened. It was hard, but he still reluctantly left. Wait until he's gone. The neighbor just told his mother about this monk just now. It's the son you think about day and night. The mother hurriedly chased after hearing this. But where can you find it? He blamed himself for sounding so much like my son. Why didn't I dare to recognize it? So I chased my mother all the way to the river ferry. As a result, he fell into the water due to poor eyesight. Master Huangbo witnessed the scene with his own eyes. Very sad. He hurried back to retrieve his mother, but it doesn't help. So what? He cremated his mother's body on Muchan, and loudly advocated a son to become a monk. Ascension of the 9 ancestors. If you don't ascend to heaven, Buddhists talk nonsense. And we said, okay. A dignified woman suddenly appeared in the sky. It's what his mother looked like when she was young. She said to Huangbo, Mother is only now fully awakened. It's up to you. Today. God, enjoy bliss, and see if I can meet you in the future. And then his mother went up. Then Huangbo really has profound mana. Can you save people to go to bliss? A prophet made thousands of years ago. How can we accurately predict what will happen in 1,000 years? Tang Dynasty monk Huangpo. Serious fate of Ming and Qing dynasties. It is even more clear that 2025, something big is going to happen in the world. Can he be trusted? Zen Master Huangbo has not been a monk for 30 years. That is to say, after adulthood. He never showed any filial piety to his parents. Said he was cold and heartless. I'm sure most people would agree, but in his heart, he believes in eternal life for his parents. Let them enter Elysium. That is true filial piety. And he's been working on it. From here, Huangbo is indeed a filial piety person, especially for Buddhist children. Can trust parents to live forever. This is the great filial piety of the world. Huangbo has a very high prestige in Buddhism. Become a Grand Master. What about another famous thing about Zen Master Huangbo? It is he who left behind 14 prophets. It is said that most of his prophecies have come true. What about the unfulfilled part? Will also be validated soon. For example, the prophecy of the fall of the Ming Dynasty. He wrote that the sun and the moon implement Jiang Habi. King Yuan meets Han rise and fall. Pull cattle to move forward. Urgedon City. The sun and moon refer to the Ming Dynasty. King Yuan refers to the Joseon year in 1664. Alpha. It is the year of the monkey, which matches the year 1664. After that, Bennu and Dian were officially named. The Shu dynasty was completely destroyed in the Dian area, corresponds to Ju Yulong. the historical facts of being hanged in Yunnan, in, for example, a poem predicting the Qing dynasty. He wrote that the black tiger is the head to transport Kang, Seifang Kanding hammer merchant. In the future, Wu Sishang will also have five jobs. Liu. The first sentence says that Kangxi is in the year of the black tiger. It corresponds to the first year of Kangxi. The second and third sentences say, Kangxi is calm and square. Let China have a rare, prosperous era. And the last sentence. How many years did Kangxi become emperor? 5525 636. In total, it is the 61 years of Kangxi's reign. If it's a coincidence that a poem matches, then 2 songs, 3 songs, or even 6 or 7 capitals match. How can it be explained by coincidence? For example, after Zen master Huang Bo has another allegorical poem, mentioned Emperor Yang Zheng. Although Yang Zheng has been controversial in history, but it was his hard work. Fill the treasury of the Qing dynasty. People live and work in peace and contentment. Lay the foundation for the prosperity of Kan Qian. It also allows Qianlong to squander freely. With the so-called Shiquan martial arts, this poem is written like this. It is intended that the real person will leave Yang. That is, the name makes people worry. Instructions for profound exceptions. All white tigers meet in Suiju. The real person here is Yang Zheng. The white tiger is also the year. 1723 was the first year of Yang Zheng. All of this is hard to explain by coincidence. So what? Many people believe that Huang Bo has become a Buddha. Therefore, the mother can be transcended to the bliss of the West. Only then can we accurately predict the alternation of Ming and Qing dynasties. Prophecy to Kangxi and Yang Zheng. Except for these prophecies, what about Zen master Huang Bo? There is another poem. Roll call 2025. He said something big was going to happen this year. So what's going on here? Something big is going to happen in 2025. This is not a family statement. Prophets from all over the world have described 2025. So what's so special about this year? So what happens? Zen master Huang Bo mentioned in his allegorical poem. Scarlet chronological rhyme is different. Hu Jiang of Zhangyuan is not public. Goodbye to the West. Just arrived at the Golden Snake. What about the Red Rat? In this poem, it corresponds to disaster, because of many disasters will come in the year of the rat, and the year of the Golden Snake is in the sky and the earth. It corresponds to the year 2025. This poem is about luck runs out before the spiritual year. Something big is going to happen. As for the Central Plains, there is no longer the previous prosperity. The West may face the threat of the Confederate Army. Some people think the prosperity mentioned in it is no longer. Probably talking about the real estate industry. And what about the Confederates in the West? The corresponding may be provocation and harassment by India. India has been very restless these years. Frequent incidents at the Sino-Indian border. Of course, this is all speculation. Different interpretations, you have to look at it rationally. But it's not just Zen master Huang Po. What about the prophets of ancient and modern China and foreign countries? All invariably show that a lot will happen in 2025. For example, the famous Japanese manga prophet. The number of dragons was represented in comic books. In 2025, big things will happen. This could happen on the Japanese mainland. An unprecedented earthquake. Mount Fuji may erupt. Tsunamis can also come. He also clearly perceives, himself, will die in this super disaster. What about the number of dragons before? Earthquakes in Japan have been predicted many times. Tsunami disaster. The success rate of his comic book predictions, also above 90%. So, many Japanese believe in predictions about the number of dragons. In addition, some media said that due to climate change and sea level rise, 2025, more extreme weather, flood, typhoons and other disasters will sweep through many coastal cities. These are inevitable disasters. What about other things? The most famous prophet of the last century, Blind Dragon Po, Babawan, also predicted something big will happen in 2025, very likely. It was the Glacier 7 disaster, caused by orbital changes. Europe's population will be greatly reduced. French ancient prophet, Notzadevas, also said, 2025 was a turbulent year. There will be a lot of bad things. Occurrence. Although many prophets are not optimistic about 2025, but Zen master Huang Bo told everyone not to panic, because the sun and the moon push the 1,004 wheels. It's more useless to be born. You mean things in the world can't escape a cycle. What about the bad thing in front of you? The future may turn out to be a good thing. What about the current difficulties? Perhaps it will be the beginning of a new era. The prophecy is hard to tell. Don't take it too seriously. But the advice of Zen master Huang Bo is still worth considering. What do you think about this? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area.